Hello and welcome back. I'm Arumba. Thank you for joining me. Let's play some more of our Arumba's Assay, Italy, year 1698. Okay, so we have a lot of mercs, and we also have a lot of manpower. I don't know that we need these mercs, but it doesn't make any sense to disband them while at war. So we'll keep them for now, but I would strongly consider trying to shift away from mercs at this point of the game, because we have a lot of manpower. Like, maybe not as much as the Ottomans do. The Ottomans have, 219,000 max manpower. We only recover 1,500 a month. They recover 3,000 a month, but that's just the Ottomans, let them merc up. The fact that we have mercs and they don't, while they have more max manpower, is kind of backwards. Russia has declared war upon Scandinavia. They cite cleansing the heresy. So because we are the defender of the faith, they are trying to get us into our war here. So Scandinavia, who is Protestant, we give this up, we miss out on some morale of armies, the bonus missionary strength, the yearly prestige. Monthly war exhaustion is kind of handy. We are gaining war exhaustion because of this. I don't want to be fighting Russia, I can tell you that much. We're going to accept the call, just so we get the honored call to arms against Russia, but I don't think we're going to participate in this war in any way. So, let's go ahead and do this. Discontent has been sown by the Ottomans. Right, so that's also something I noticed. When looking at the Ottomans' siege ability, you can see that they've got a bonus to siege ability. Ottoman siege ability minus 29.9%. 29.9%. They've just spent every little bit of their spy network against us. That's actually good. That slows down their siege speed. I'm going to go ahead and counter-espionage him just so he stops spying on us, because I don't want him to build up siege ability on us. Got a wall breach here, which is nice. We do have just enough cannons for a 4 bonus. We need 20 artillery for the next level. Unfortunately, the army is so large, we're suffering 4.5% attrition, and our siege leader is not good enough to counteract that. So we need to overcommit cannons to this, or use a leader who's got slightly higher maneuver. It looks like we don't have the opportunity to do that, so let's just pull back 10 of the infantry. Try to get the overall amount of troops that are there to a proper number. We were going to embargo Russia since we are rival to him. Looks like those cannons are all trained into a single location. Great Britain has declared war on Sunda. They've cited imperialism. Okay, now we're only suffering 1.9%. He should be able to reinforce through the attrition now and actually get the cannon count all the way up to 20,000 on the dot. This army is probably going to have the same problem in that fort, so let's go ahead and pull off, starting next month. Ugh, awful attrition. We'll pull off 4 of those guys, sorry, 10 of those guys as well. Let's hang out with most of these troops in Friuli. Interesting that these stacks are like using these are not using the mercs. So we have like these massive numbers of mercs, but we're not sieging with the mercs. I don't really understand that. Let's do select mercs, cycle in 4 mercs, pull 4 regulars out. This is like all mercs. Yeah, let's just have all these mercs go there. Minus the leader. Pull all these guys off, but leave 1 behind. And it looks like the siege actually needs a couple more men. Just until the mercs can get into the front line. Alright, so we have 21 mercs. I somehow messed the math up on that. It's fine. Mercs should definitely be the ones that are on the front line right now, so that we don't suffer the extra attrition. And also, this might not be correct, but I think that merc casualties don't cause war exhaustion, if I remember correctly. That might not be true though. Someone in chat or in the comment section can correct me if I'm wrong. Alright, these 20 cannons need to come up here and be prepared to move on to the next thing. So let's talk about the actual assessment of like how we're going to win this war. We've told Spain to siege out Morocco. We're hoping that he'll do that. We could ferry some troops into northern Africa, march through this area, march all the way down to the southern part of Yemen, where he has a bunch of level 2 forts. Very, very obsolete, super easy to knock down. This one is being upgraded to level 6, but we could just go around it. There's also a gold mine down here, Kaffa, that makes him 5 gold a month. And his actual enthusiasm's not that great, it's only at 47. So that'd be a way to try to knock out Yemen. But because there's so many adjacent troops here, I think we'll ignore Africa for now. Just suffer the war exhaustion, suffer the occupations. Because, looking up here, even though the Ottomans have a level 6 fort here and here, the rest of it's all 2, including his capital. And all we have to do is knock down this one and then, well, really it's just this one. And then either Belgrade or Dalmatia. And then we can just do like a straight shot at Selnik and then his capital. So what I'm going to do is actually do a wall breach here. A barrage. One of the reasons why I wanted to focus on military points was so we have access to more of this. If we can do a barrage on his more expensive level 6 fort and get through it quicker, we expose the juicy innards that are the Ottomans', underbelly. All this prosperity we're going to destroy, and all these level 2 forts are just going to fall like paper. So let's do a barrage. And with mercs, if you really want to be like ridiculously fast, you can actually just assault. Like, who cares, really? It's 5 military points. Granted, it's 7,000 defenders, so maybe we want to wait a little bit, but if we wanted to, we could. It's a thing to be aware of. That one had already begun, so we'll just let it happen. We're making 17 gold a month. We do have corruption. I don't like that. Let's get that rooted out. We have plenty of cash on hand. Yeah, until Carnton falls, we can't get through. We do have 40-day siege ticks. There goes Tyrol. That is one of his gold mines. That's good for us. We could transfer this to nobody. We have no subjects. I would prefer to have a subject, personally. Let's pull this stack back and have the army that's in Tyrol move to Friuli, and this army can move back to Mantua. Supply here's 30. Let's actually send that army forward then with this guy. Just keep them on the front line here, and we're just waiting on Carnton to fall. Come on, 28% chance, please. No such luck. Okay. We're only losing money because I'm rooting out corruption, so don't worry about that. You do still pay maintenance on missionaries, even if they can't actually make progress. And because we have religious ideas, I'm not really worried about our ability to convert. So that is like 3 ducats a month we could save. It's going to be years until these occupations are relieved. So I'm just going to cancel all 3 of the missionaries. Might as well save that money. Still no luck on that siege there. We only have 7 light ships. Like, we need so many more ships. By the way, we also have 6 inflation. And I would probably buy that down after we get our corruption rooted out. It'll take about a year to do so. We also have a diplomat free. Let's go ahead and begin our own spy network against the Ottomans for siege ability. And that should be alright. Okay, Ragusa node's not actually doing that much. I think I'd rather just collect from trade here. And here's how I'm doing that math in my head. You see how it says Ragusa 3.41? That means that while we are utilizing some of the outgoing traffic from this node, like, our trade power is just only making that specific difference, 3.41 ducats. So instead, you go look at Genoa and you say, well, my base collection is 45 ducats. If I just send the merchant here, I can get an extra 10% on that, which is going to be 4.5 ducats. 4.5 is greater than 3.4, so I'd rather just collect here with the guy that's in Ragusa. So trade income is at 69.4. Starting next month, it should go higher. There goes Carnton. Beautiful. We're going to make a beeline to that, and to that, we'll have this tertiary army. Let's do... Without a leader, he can still get there. Let's send this guy up to Beck, which is the former province of Wien. It's only a level 2 fort, and it's a lot of development, so it'll be worth quite a bit. We're going to ignore a lot of this attrition. Just, it's more important by far to get the armies where they need to be on time. This is just like secondary or like supporting infantry. So with them, we're gonna go split, 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 click, click, split. Now we have 8 equally sized armies. We're gonna go here, 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 here. Siege all the things, please. Go. We show up, and even though we don't have like a particularly big focus on siege ability, we actually have a 14% chance of taking this fort. And because they're such obsolete forts, like, if we really wanted to, we could just barrage and assault. And we will probably do that on the capital after we knock down one of these two and then Selnik. But, actually, this one would be even easier because it's inland. Selnik is coastal. So we'll have this guy swing into there. If this guy catches up, he'll go down to Selnik. But we're just trying to make a beeline for the Ottoman capital right now. Imports compete with Italian quality goods. Lose mercantilism or gain mercantilism. We'll take the mercantilism. Okay, they are doing exactly what I expected, which is flooding through Africa. Spain is trying to unsiege Tangier. We'll keep an eye on Moroccan enthusiasm, so we can try to knock him out. Do we have any actual individual war score with him? No. Okay, let's give these guys all time to just finish the entirety of their carpet sieging, and then we'll move them all at once. Go here, 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 here. And that should be good enough for now. People are offering us like random loans. I don't like taking loans from AI. I think it's dumb. There is an Ottoman stack. It is a 12-9-19. Got his 5-4 leader. Let's leave behind a single infantry to try to maintain that siege. November 8th. If we turn on forced march, we can get the army there on October 29th. It's probably not going to be soon enough. Alright, so you guys can stay here for now. Now that we see an army, we undo the siege. We don't carpet siege now. Get all the reserve infantry to move forward. Looks like we're rolling pretty well. We're seeing the effects of our combat ability, 15% versus the enemy's none. He's got 15 on his cavalry, but you know, this phase of the game, infantry are perfectly capable of winning. I'd still like to have a backup infantry stack really close to that fort. So we're going to put them right there right now. It's another army popping in soon. Let's, we don't want to shift consolidate right now, because if we do, that'll actually push the cannons into the front row. We instead want to just make sure that this army is going to get there as soon as possible. Battle on the 4th. I think we just reinforce into it. And Beck just fell. We'll send a single infantry up that way for now, and then have this army head over to somewhere nearby. Reinforcements arriving in 4 days. Okay, we still won. Let's reorganize. Wait a day. Reorganize. All these infantry that just died, we're going to just pull them all out. We'll take all the cannons that also took damage and pull them out. And then on the right-hand side over here, we'll pull all of the new infantry in and swap them to the front lines. I'm going to keep the war machine moving forward. So we have an 18 in the front, 13 in the back. It's not as good right now. And this is all the damaged junk. It needs to go back to controlled territory. Right now we only have 10% reinforcement rate because we're in enemy territory and we have no leader. So we're going to find our nearest controlled territory, which is going to end up being, you know, probably Sirim for now. I'll actually have this army go to there, and you guys can go to there. You go to here. And that is why we just swapped them in. Now, he's got this really weird composition. A 12-4-28 stack. Let's combine here. Let's see what we have to work with. We have 7 infantry we could put together, and 3 more cannons. At this point, yeah, I'll shift consolidate, and we'll take anything that's got any combat ability to it. Have them go join the main stack. Let's just attach a single infantry here for now to make sure that siege gets started right away. He's throwing another 40 and another 40. That's a lot of auto dudes. But we've won Dalmatia. And we could try to relieve and like support this thing, but we want to make a progress over here. That army is going to... it's mercs though. No, I think we need it. If we go the way that it wants us to go, January 16th. If we go the way I'm thinking, January 10th. It's faster. Go my way. Reinforcements arriving in 2 days. Okay, so we have the... let's see, we got movement speed guy. We have no siege speed guy. This was the army that I relieved recently. This is the... I think this was the initial army. It's really destroyed. So let's reorganize with these two first. At this point, I don't see any other combat coming. Let's grab these guys and shift consolidate. Again, pulling off all the damaged infantry. Have them back off by 1. And this army, I want to just combine in, and then I want to reorganize these two. So on the left is what we're going to leave behind, or do we want to leave the right? We want to leave the right. He's actually the better commander. 5431 with movement speed. He's got 19 cannons. Let's push him up to 20 cannons for the full bonus against higher level forts, even though this is not a higher level fort. And we'll give him any infantry that are at full strength. Keep this army strong. This whole army can come off then. At least 40-some-thousand troops behind. You can split up to go to there. Why don't you go to here and here? And let's park this army 1 province adjacent. There's the Enlightenment. Means our age is ending. It spawned in Delhi of all places. Okay. That army feels like it's going around, so let's just double this army back south again. And this army is like 32,000 infantry, unable to reinforce. So this is where, as soon as we get this occupation, or actually even maybe now we just want to back off, we want to make sure our highest maneuver general is leading the reinforcing stack, which in this case they're all equal, but that'd be what I'd be looking at. Let's try to find a way that we can reinforce. We've already gotten Belgrade. We know that one of these stacks was like really weirdly composed with lots of artillery, and we've also seen that our troops are capable of winning. So I'm going to just try to fight his armies a little bit more. This is the army that needs to be protected, so let's get some extra frontline troops in it just to keep it safe. And he's looking to engage us with a 72 stack, and that is why we have this army here. Reinforce. Let's send these guys up as well. Let's grab this whole army and just shift consolidate again, so that we have as many frontline troops as possible. Main thing we care about is infantry. We actually have a little bit too many artillery right now. 60,000 artillery is okay for sieges, but for combat, right now we have 21,000. We want to just fill in the back row. If we throw 60,000 at it, then we're just going to end up with cannons that can't ever engage. You can only ever deploy 40 cannons in the late game. Okay, we'll pile in a bit. He's forced to retreat. Let's pull that whole stack off and come back. Let's have these guys combine. Once again, we'll shift consolidate. Let's pull off the damaged infantry. We have not enough infantry to protect all these cannons right this second. So before this army leaves, I'm going to drop the mercs off. Pull the spare cannons off. In fact, let's just go up to like a 40 stack of pure combat ability here. We have 42,000 cannons right now. I'm assuming we're at full combat width. We should be. They definitely want to fight up here. So that's a 40-40 stack. Let's pull all these guys back off, get them into a location where they can recover. And we've got our 5-4-3 with maneuver right now. Are we at full combat width? We're at 38 combat width, in fact. With forced march, we could get the army off of this province to try to spread out a little bit. I'm going to force march for a few days and then turn it off before we get there. Just so that we do arrive before the end of the month. I want to have these little one stacks all join up. I don't feel like they're safe right now. So we have our primary combat stack where the leader is moved forward, and then this army is just kind of like hanging out. Okay, back to fort assessment. We have a level 2 fort here, level 2 fort there. If we knock that one down, we get to the capital. So, let's do another quick assessment of development, see if we're targeting the right locations. Hunyad's got 16. Kosovo gold mines 29 development. Look at that thing, that makes 15 gold a month. Yeah, he can't keep that. Let's go knock that thing down. That stack's going to move forward, and the support stack's going to come in right behind it. You always want to be careful that you don't turn on forced march on like every army or something. That can be really bad. Avignon's being sieged down by Russia. That's a war that we don't even really need to be involved in. You know, like... Silesia's got, what, positive 2 war score. We could go fight that. It's a level 2 fort. I think for now I'm just going to turn on defensiveness over there and forget about it. Just ignore them. I think we can win the war with the Ottomans fast enough, then we can turn our attention onto him. This army shouldn't really be on the front line here, because there's 43,000 regiments of infantry trying to reinforce, and if they're suffering attrition, then that's directly cutting into their ability to reinforce. But we also really need to make a push for that Kosovo gold mine. And if they try to engage this stack, we need to very quickly defend it. This is hills, so we're in bad terrain. But he is forced marching. Is that a forced march? No, that's a regular march in with a no-leader army against our siege here. And now he's committing even more men. We'll just finish the siege, and then we'll move forward with this army. Let's shift consolidate again, leave behind an infantry, and have this army path this way to reinforce. Okay, so we deploy perfectly, and then here come the other troops in 2 days. We end up with a perfect deployment, 40 infantry in the front, well, 38, because it's not full combat with battle. And here, again, this is where there's no reason to actually send extra cannons to this fight. Worst case scenario, your infantry fall, and then you need to retreat. You don't want the cannons to ever end up in the front row, so let's detach the cannons and have them, like, go do a siege, you know? They should not be part of this fight. The infantry, though, except for the damaged infantry, which is pretty much all of them, they need to stay here with a guy with maneuver to reinforce a little bit faster. We should be able to win this fight. So in late game engagements like this, if you hover over this, once these infantry arrive in a few more days, see how we've got this guy here who's at like 323 strength? We have no reserves. Well, actually, it says 2,000 in reserves. As soon as this guy breaks, he's going to swap from a regiment strength 254 to a full guy, regiment strength 932. As we add more reserves, now there's 11,790 in reserve, they're going to swap in, hop right in front of the cannons. So long as your back row is full of cannons, you just want pure infantry to reserve, rotate. And they'll hop into the front row. And really soon here, we should see most of the front line here that was damaged the most hop out. And there's some there. There's a new one there. How many reserves do they have? They have no reserves. They're out of reserves. They've got only 21,000 infantry in the front row, and there's a cannon now deploying. Basically, where you want to retreat is when you run out of reserves yourself. We could shift consolidate here and send in another 2 troops. I think what we're going to do, though, mostly is just keep forwarding these cannons. And this is why, like, training the extra 20 cannons may have not been necessary. He's sending another 28 stack in. And we just broke. Our infantry just ran out, but we're fighting pure cannons, so we're going to keep the fight going even if we are losing cannons ourselves. Reinforcements arrive on May 11th, which is tomorrow. Let's see. Lots of infantry deployed on the sides. Winning the actual fight doesn't matter to me very much. I think I care more about what kind of casualties we inflict. I like how many cannons we're engaging, but yeah, we'll keep it going for a little while. These guys need to leave so that they can actually... let's actually just consolidate the cannons because we have too many cannons right now. And we definitely want to get our next recovery tick. So I will be retreating. We have 0.36 morale, unfortunately, which means we can't control the retreat on some of the armies, but we can control the retreat on, like, this one. If you select that one individually, its morale is at 1.88. So it's made up of, like, 4 armies. This one, that little indicator says we can't control the retreat, but some of them, let's deselect this guy and this guy, will control the retreat onto our existing cannons. And these other ones we just have to let break. They're just going to go, you know, wherever they want to go. So we did lose some war score, but at the small price of 31,000, we killed 25 plus 16. That's 47. 47 versus like 37. We did pick up more war exhaustion than they did. If we had more frontline infantry, I think we'd be all right there. We still have 122,000 bodies. 50,000 manpower needs to get reinforced. Do we have the ability to get like a recovery speed guy? He would be super handy right now. We may need to do a full like retreat for a moment, for a couple months, just to get behind these forts and recover a bit. We are retreating up to Beck. So 43,000 infantry with 18,000 cannons. Got his gold mine. We could also use this mountain range as a reinforcement area, just to prevent us from having to deal with the... We can have a defensive bonus. We were fighting against a -1 roll there, which is probably not the right way to handle that. 50,000 troops suffering only 1% attrition on our fort over there. Since we're in the mountains, I think we'll stick around here for a sec. We're so close. We're only 2 forts away from his capital. That 38 stack is fully reinforced. I wonder how he's doing on mercs and stuff. Look at that. He started off with no mercs and full manpower, and I have made this guy merc up to 202. 202 merc infantry. Jesus, with no manpower. Yeah, he's trained a few troops. He's got 500,000 men now to our 87,000. So he's doing what he can, but I feel confident. Feel confident we can handle this. That army is leaderless, as is that one. That is cannons. I think what we could actually do is try to pick off this army up here. This army needs more infantry before it can actually engage in combat. But the attrition is what it is. Can't really do anything about it at the moment. Should probably have this army move along the mountain line. Supplies almost too low for the army there. War taxes was on before I started the save. I think I will say that it's probably worthwhile in this war. What we're going to do is just shift consolidate, pull the damaged infantry off again, and make sure that we're not deploying cannons on the sides that can't be defended. So we can only deploy 20 cannons. And I think I'll actually consolidate the cannons. We arrive in Varazda on the 14th. He's gone on the 14th as well. He might get away. I hope he doesn't, because he's a leaderless army, but he did. Now we're a bit kind of close in there to have to go engage that, but I'll still try for it. He might pile everything in, but it could actually just end up being a very quick stack wipe. He's coming, now he's forced marching now that we've locked. Considering it's a leaderless army, how much time do we have? Only 2 days? Yeah, it's not going to be a stack wipe, but we did deploy properly. No, we did not. We deployed a cannon in the front row with... Yeah, okay game. Excellent deployment. Very smart. 10 out of 10. We'll do it again. So we'll go until the 3rd of September, and then we'll just retreat. We're going to lose a couple cannons there, but we should kill them far more than we lose. This army I'm trying to overrun the 3-stack with. Yep, I think we are once again going to consolidate out all of these guys. Plus the cannons. No, this whole army on the left can go join that fight. These guys need to go over to there. It's going to end up being way too many cannons again. Do we have any more cannons we can consolidate? Not really. Alright, we'll overcommit the cannons for now. Do stab or get clergy gain influence. That's okay. They're going to pile everything in as well. Committing all these extra... Oh, nice. We got the stack wipe. And he did not actually try to commit more. Alright, let's take the cannons. Regular consolidate. This army... can probably go here. I'll spend 2 military points to get the forced march in. Possibly. He's going to be into Isoki on the 24th with a 49-stack 3-star general. Oh, okay, yeah, let's not do that then. Over here we've got a 17-320. Let's do a shift consolidate. We actually could use the reinforcement right now. Let's go for this army. But I do want to take the most damaged guys off. Plus all the superfluous cannons. That's a lot of cannons. Okay. We're going to arrive in Slavonia on the 29th, but this army doesn't need reinforcements, so we're happy to do the engagement right before battle. Sorry, right before a monthly tick. Get the stack wipe, and if they try to reinforce, that will be bad for them. He's heading into Belgrade. He appears to be focusing all of his attention on us up here now. He did march his way around. I wonder if we could use our boats to just hop everything down to the Wargle now. Morocco's on low enthusiasm. Let's knock him out of the war. That guy's going into Visok. I see a army there that is locked, moving into... Anything going into Belgrade? Looks like yes. Let's take that stack over into Belgrade. This army is like really weirdly composed, but could easily beat a 7 stack of mercs. Possibly. For now, I think we'll just allow it to reinforce here. Yemen has managed to come all the way up here. That army is 17,320 heading into Brankivio. Let's head this way and see if we can pick something else off. Like, I want to get these armies that have no leaders. This army is heading into Semedir on the 30th. That one's gone on the 31st. If we come in as soon as this one's locked... Just appointed the leader. Let's go this way now. He's going to reinforce, but there's a chance we can stack wipe this before they reinforce. That's Yemen's 3-star leader. 23rd. 144,000 troops there, huh? That's a lot of dudes. His personal enthusiasm at 16. We actually have positive war score from battles. He's got 13.6 war score for occupying the war goal. So at this point, we could actually piece him out if we just tried to snipe that province. Right? We could go after Suez, which... If we sent a navy down and landed troops there... We could do like a little... Let's try to bring our navy around. It'll probably get picked off by the Ottomans if I'm not careful, but there's a chance. We're going to be the aggressor in the mountains, and 24th, 23rd, we'll be there on the 22nd. It's not really ideal. I was hoping to pick off just the 11 stack in the mountains. Maybe we get lucky in 2 days. And if not, then we'll have to retreat pretty quick. Let's move one more province away. Nice roll there, 9. 9's pretty good. We'll go to the 3rd of December. And then we'll just retreat one mountain province over. He is allowing our navy up. Let's go to Dalmatia then, and... Look at that, they're actually trying to engage us now. Interesting. We'll shift consolidate and try to reduce our cannon count. Actually have too many cannons in the front row now. We need more infantry. Shift consolidate. Grab infantry that are not at full strength. Let's leave them behind with a leader. Let's take this whole army. Don't want to send extra cannons, really. We'll take this army with this guy. And force march him up there. And then I'm just going to take like this whole stack. Whatever I can that's not damaged. I accidentally I just force marched the cannons over there. That would have been bad. I was like, wait, why do I have no more cannons? What? This is the army that needs to force march its way in. This is the army that I want to pull the cannons plus just like some of the mercs. How many transports do we have? 27. So we're going to find some of those. 27,000 troops. This army stays with you. And the rest of it is just going to go without leaders. And we're going to try to make a play for the Palestinian coast. Now here at least we're defending in the mountains. -3 penalty for the enemy against our 5-4. We did have too many cannons that got deployed in the front row. We do have some extra infantry coming. Like, this fight will hurt him. Let's retreat back to the mountains at Carton. And we're just waiting until we see no more reserves and see our cannon line, our front line break. Don't roll zeros, please roll 8s. Our navy has engaged in the Ionian Sea. Yep, I thought that he would. We have enough heavies to hopefully delay him. I have a plan. All right, there's the break. So let's retreat to... we'll actually go back all the way to here. With this, we want to go to the 12th. And you can actually control a retreat. As long as you have enough morale navy, you can control a retreat to a specific sea tile. So now we're going to shattered retreat our navy to the Palestinian coast, despite the fact that it's got troops on it. This video's already gone on like 40 minutes. That's okay though. This does not work if the enemy is... if you're trying to do this on enemy territory, but it could work, possibly, right now, against him, because this is our own land. When you try to land from a navy, like from a sea tile, onto your own land, it only takes 12 days base. So, notice how we go from February 5th to February 23rd. So that's, what, 18 days? Maybe it's not 12 days, maybe it's 16, I can't remember, but it's not very many. It's like 36, I think, for enemy territory and much less for ours. So now we just need to hope that we get lucky here for like 2 weeks. If his navy's distracted, and just let this army land. And then we can just go march directly onto Suez. And who cares what happens to this navy? Like, we'll try to retreat it to Rome, but whatever. Let's have this whole army head back to our own land as well. They're going to be distracted trying to relieve the sieges that we did for a while. And all we need is now 1 month to get control of the war goal. He'll instantly lose 15 war score. And then we can wipe peace. Wow, that occupation line is literally invisible. Literally invisible. Yep, our navy's going to get caught. We just fight until the 20th. And retreat to Rome. In the end, we lost actually nothing. We killed 6 heavies. We lost nothing. Our fleet did fine. And all we're looking for is get the war goal. Get the war goal. 10 days, 10 days, 10 days. And... boom. He's got 14 enthusiasm. We have 12 war score. If we apply occupy and besiege provinces to something like this, let's grab like one of the leaders. Grab the siege speed guy. These 10 cannons can actually apply pressure on lower level forts. So just park that whole army over there. We have this other war to contest with. But the Ottoman War is clearly the more important one. Ottomans is making gains, he says. Well, in a moment, in like 2 months or so, that'll recalculate because he'll realize that he lost the war goal. We're now 1 reason away from a white peace. That army is actually not going to make any progress at all. I will take trade ideas. We'll trade power plus 20%, please, yes. We control multiple mountain forts here, so if they try to besiege Carnton or Tyrol, we can go and fight him and get some good fighting in. We'll stay here for now, so we can get absolute full reinforcement speed. That's only a level 2 fort, so we already have the max bonus there. Let's just have this army come back. Meanwhile, he's suffering lots of attrition. Total losses on their side, 270,000. We have lost 184,000. The sack of Avignon. That's our own province, apparently. Professionalism at this stage of the game is really good. I don't even care if we have to go into debt for this. I just looted my own province. Nice work. That really shouldn't be able to happen, but okay game. Look at him suffering max attrition with 175,000 troops here. Lovely. Since we can't actually make any progress on this, I might instead We're at 0 reasons right now. I might instead just try to unoccupy like one of these other provinces. Let's do split, split, split. Yeah, let's just try to get all 4 of these back. And so long as he's not going for one of the actual mountain forts, I'm going to ignore him. Just have a 21% chance of taking that fort back. We now have 12 war score to his 10 enthusiasm. Let's go a little bit longer. And suddenly he's on low enthusiasm because he no longer thinks he's making gains. He thinks that we are making gains. Because it takes like 2 months for the war goal thing to be updated. Let's have this army and this army going to Cairo. This army and this army will go into Alexandria in just a moment. We did just lose Belgrade. And yeah, I think we're good here. So let's just peace out. We'll take like, if he'll do it, war reps. Good, we win. GG. Sorry, Ottomans, you suck. Okay, let's get our conversion started. And we will focus all of our efforts now on winning against Russia. But from here, like we didn't have that low of manpower, honestly. Like, we're fine on manpower. Despite everything, our economy is in a good position. The Ottomans are going to pay us a lot of money over the next 10 years of truce. I do want to buy this down. I would focus on economy. And I think that the Ottomans could easily be picked apart just by knowing what the AI is going to do and like where they're going to move and stuff. And I mean, war reps from Ottomans, let's just see what it's going to be. Last month alone, we got 41 ducats. Yeah, we're getting 44 ducats a month in in war reps. If he ever is forced to take a loan, we're going to be golden. He also has, he still has all of those mercs. 176,000, like, troops worth of mercs. Granted, he can support it, but, yeah. I'd probably be considering getting rid of our mercs here. Also going back down to slightly fewer cannons if they haven't reinforced yet. And then, like, the last thing is, now that the war's over, is make sure that we go through and take the time to get rid of any defensive edicts that we've turned on anywhere. I'm gonna right the economy a bit. Focus on prosperity and income and stuff. We're making 74 ducats a month now. And then, yeah. So, anyway, I don't know. That's how I'd handle that war. I personally feel like a war like that's pretty easy. Was it kind of dicey a little bit because we had too many cannons and not enough infantry? Yeah, if we had like an extra 50,000 infantry here instead of more cannons, we probably could have just pushed him back and actually made it to the capital and taken stuff from him. Instead, we had to kind of settle for a white peace. Also, this random war with Russia kind of got in the way, but I felt like that was a pretty easy war. Let me know what your thoughts are. At the end of the day, let's take a look at where we actually end up at with regard to the changes that I've made to their country so far. So this was the starting snapshot. Our actual tax income has come up by, looks like about 10 ducats. We're making only a couple more ducats from production, but we also suffered some devastation and stuff. Trade income's already up to 83 ducats. Those minor changes that I made to trade, moving the merchant around and stuff, made us an extra 20 ducats a month in trade, which is huge. Our gold income stayed the same, and we have this temporary spoils of war, war reps. Well, temporary, it's 120 months. 120 months times 44 ducats. I mean, we're talking 5,500 gold that's going to be coming in. And we'll use that to pay off the loans that we did just incur, 1,300 ducats in debt. That's fine. And then we need to upgrade all of the trade buildings and just focus on economy. So let me know what your thoughts are down below. It's like a 50-minute video, but there's how I'd handle this war in Italy versus Ottomans. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you soon.